Hello students, welcome to the lecture on resume, and after the lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives. Define resume writing, describe the preparing the resume, describe the do's and don'ts of the resume. Let us start with an introduction to the resume. Resume is a written account of personal, educational and professional qualifications and experience as that prepared by the job applicant. It is your chief marketing tool or calling card for opening the doors of prospective employers. From the applicant's perspective, resumes are supposed to help get interviews, which in turn lead to a job offers. From the employer's perspective, resumes are supposed to communicate value, that is, what applicants will do for them. In addition, resumes are mechanism for screening candidates. Remember, employers are not seeking to hire your history. They want to know your capabilities and competence. When writing a resume, always remember that you are advertising yourself for an interview and not for a job. Job offers only comes after the interviews. An effective resume should make a prospective employer want to meet you in person to discuss your qualifications and possible contribution to solving his or her problems. It should clearly and factually communicate to the employer what it is you can do for them. All in all, it should be honest, positive, concise and easy to read and truly reflect you. We should write our own resume. We should not imitate or plagiarize someone else's resume and letters. We must begin from our own ground of experience in developing a resume and letters which clearly communicate who we are, what we want to do and what we are most likely to do in the future for an employer. This takes time, effort, care and professionalism on our part. No one should do this for you. However, after doing a resume draft, we should get feedback from at least 4 others. We invite you to make an appointment with one of our professionals for a resume review. Let us now study the resume writing. There are several steps an individual needs to take to get his or her dream job. The process starts with preparing a good resume or curriculum vitae, that is CV, after identifying potential employers and letter. Ideally, this will result in an invitation to an interview and or a group discussion upon which the final hiring decisions are based. Since there are multiple complex steps to do the job application process, it is important to adopt good communication skills to be successful job openings. The applicant must prepare and submit his or her CV and an applications or cover. Resume is a French word that means summary, although in English it is used to refer to an account or a summary of something. Its popular use is limited to mean a brief account of an application's details to procure a job. Resume, pronounced as resume, should not be confused with the word resume uttered as resume, which distinctly means to begin again. Professionally, a resume is a document that contains a summary of the personal details, relevant job, experience, education, skills, goals, achievements and interest of an applicant. It is the first item that an employer encounters regarding the job seeker to shortlist him or her for a job interview. Therefore, the primary aim of a resume is to get a call for an interview, although securing the job is the ultimate objective. Styles of resume. Resumes may be organized in 2 styles. A. Reverse chronological resume. This is the most commonly used format. It gives the data in a reverse chronological order as the employers today are more interested in recent achievement. Such resumes go well for both a fresher and a beginner. B. Functional resume. This is basically a skill profile that is used to focus on abilities that are specific to the type of position sought for. These resumes present details skill-wise. They are suitable for those who want to change their career, have a wide work experience or are applying for the job that require clearly defined profile and personality traits. Resume. A resume should ideally contain the following sections: personal details, education, experience, references, personal details. The conventional method of resume writing is to begin with the personal detail and end with references. But a more practical method followed these days is to begin with the category that needs to be emphasized most. This section includes points like the date of birth, marital status, hobbies, etc. Education. This includes educational and professional qualifications, including information about computer proficiency level. One should begin from the present position and then highlight other positions held in the past. Each position should be followed by brief information about the responsibilities held, indicating the nature of experience gained from each position. References. It is a standard practice to have a references section in resume, although many people leave it with the words available upon request. If, however, you choose to provide references, you should provide a list of at least 2 or 3 names with their complete contact addresses. Type of resumes. Chronological. This type of resume is used most frequently. With this format, we present information in reverse chronological order, most recent first, and give a detailed account of education, work experiences, and other relevant skills. Functional. It includes functional skills categories that highlight work experiences and transferable skills. A functional resume may be used if our experience and or education do not support our professional objective. Many employers are suspicious when reviewing these resumes, as they may be used to hide evident gaps in or a lack of work experience. Combination. This type of resume includes functional skill categories that highlight work experiences and transferable skills within the reverse chronological listing of work history. Benefit of building a resume. Resume are integral to the job search process. A specially tailored resume can get your readers' attention, generate interest, and position you above your competition, including those who may be more qualified than you. Preparing resume is a self-assessment process that will sharpen ability to articulate value while networking, interviewing, and negotiating offers. We will get a confidence boost when we see in print all that we have accomplished. Confidence and our sense of worth are important factors in job search success. A good resume can help structure the interview and keep a mentoring interviewer focused on your strength. Cover letter. A resume should always be accompanied with a cover letter. It functions as an interview request and shows your communication skills to your potential employers. It needs to be written very skillfully. In the cover letter, you must mention the position or the job you are applying for and how you came to know about it through an advertisement or someone known to you. Sometimes you may apply without knowing that a position exists or is available. In that case, show what kind of position you are qualified for. Also state the reason for your interest in working in that particular organization. Moving on further, let us now study how to prepare the resume. The main purpose of preparing a resume is to produce a marketing tool to help you get an interview for a job, an internship, or graduate school admission. A resume also can be useful in your networking efforts and is sometimes required to apply for membership in professional association. Additionally, the preliminary self-evaluation that you do will help you prepare for the interview process. An important part of your career development is preparing an effective resume. Your resume should reflect you, your experience, and your interest. Remember, you have about 20 to 30 seconds to get the attention of prospective interviewer. So, whatever you prepare must grab the attention of the reader. The basic tips. Assess your skills and abilities. Know yourself and what you have to offer. Decide what type of resume you want to write and how you are going to use it. Research the employer and gather information about the vacancy and understand what the employer is looking for. Present information in terms of benefits to the employer, not the benefits you want. Prioritize your information, stating the most important and the most relevant first. Target your strengths, skills, experience, and accomplishment to match the employer's requirements. Ensure that information is set out clearly and is free from spelling mistakes. Your resume should be no longer than 3 sides. Use good quality plain paper. Do not forget to take copies. Constructing your resume. Suggested headings for your information and some example of the information to include: personal details, that is name, address, email, telephone, mobile number. Career objective or personal statement, that is what do you want to do, what level, who with, where. Education or academic qualification, that is dates attended, name of the institution and course, subjects. Relevant skills, for example, teamwork, problem solving and communication. Employment and work experience dates, name of the employer, job titles, role and responsibilities and skills. Professional developments, date, name of the qualification and institution, brief description, interest, achievements or extracurricular activities, other relevant examples to enhance your resume. Give example that indicate that you are a well-rounded person. Referees, name, job title, contact details of 2 or 3 referees. The different type of resume. There are 4 main types of resume: chronological, functional, targeted and customized. The primary difference is in the way the information is presented and which elements are emphasized. Chronological, this is the most widely used type of resume and therefore employers are usually familiar with this format. It lists your qualification and experience outlining major point only. Functional, this type highlights the wide range of skills and abilities you have developed through your education, work experience and other activities. It is generally far more detailed than the chronological type. This type of resume is most effective when you want to focus on your relevant skills rather than dates. You do not have a lot of relevant work experience. You may have gaps in your employment history. Targeted, this combines the best element of the chronological and functional styles. It is targeted towards a particular position and in some cases it can be so specific that it also addresses selection criteria. Customized, this is basically targeted resume adding specialized information that the employer expects you to include. For example, if you were applying for a teaching position, you would be expected to include headings like teaching philosophy, school practicum, experience and voluntary teaching experience. Writing the cover letter. A cover letter is a personal introduction that accompanies your resume. As such, it should augment your resume in a more personal manner. As a rule, the more personal your cover letter is, the better. Think of your cover letter as an opportunity to distinguish yourself from other job seekers by highlighting what makes you a unique applicant. Your cover letter also plays a critical role in creating a hiring manager's sense of you as a person. Use the cover letter to convey more fully who you are than your resume. The electronic resume. An electronic resume is simply your resume in a format that can be sent over email or in the internet. The advantage to having an electronic resume is simple. You can respond via email or the web to job opening posted all over the world. If your resume is saved on a computer or floppy disk, you already have it in the electronic format. That is not to say, however, that it is in the most useful format. While it is true that most email systems can accommodate document attachments, be they in Word, WordPerfect or otherwise, it would not be true that every person or organization to whom you would like to send such a document is to receive it in that format. To make your electronic resume universally accessible, follow these steps. Using a standard word processing applicant, compose a resume as you normally would. Note that plain text format is very basic. It does not recognize formatting such as bullets, boldface or italics. Consider using asterisks, plus, symbols and capital letters to achieve similar effects. In any case, make sure your resume is legible in absence of these formatting features. If the word processing application permits, set your margin at 0 and 65 characters. This means that your longest line including spaces exceeds 65 characters before wrapping to a new line. This makes your resume easier to read and just as importantly safe to print.
Creating and writing an effective resume says a lot about yourself. Resumes should always be typed and never handwritten. A resume should make a statement about you. Let's start from the beginning of the document. Use a template if you can. Start with your name. Bold it and make it stand out, along with your email address, mailing address, phone number, and any other information you'd like to include. The objective. While not required, it's highly recommended that you have an objective on your resume. An objective should just be a brief statement about a job you are seeking. For example, John here is seeking a job that involves working on vehicles and providing customer service to his customers. Education. List the education starting with the most recent. If you have any degrees, be sure to list those. Bold anything that you want to stand out, but don't overdo yourself. Experience. List other jobs you have worked for, starting from the most recent. Bold titles that will stand out to help that goes along with your objective. And of course, use the references and provide skills. If you don't have any references to list, make them available upon request. If you use references, you should at least list 3 references. And when you are finished, review your resume and make sure everything looks good. That includes spell checking and grammar checking your resume. Have a friend or someone else read over your resume for you. When it's all good, print the resume out on the paper of your choice. I personally prefer linen paper to make your resume look more professional. This has been some quick tips on resumes. You can download the full ebook to Resume Making Tips and this template from techblue.org.
Let us study the do's and don'ts of the resume. If you follow this checklist of resume do's and don'ts, you will be following the resume preferences of a large majority of hiring managers and recruiters. Note that these resume do's and don'ts are specific to the United States. Other countries are likely to have different workplace norms. First, the do's. Do decide on a clear career focus. If your resume seems scattered or overly generalist, you are doing yourself a disservice because hiring managers will likely rule you out for everything. Do communicate your career focus by including a career summary section at the top of your resume. The career summary section should communicate what type of professional you are and what you have to offer. Do pursue position for which you are clearly qualified. If you do not meet 80% or more of a job's required qualifications, either focus your job search on networking because then connection may trump career history, or do something education, professional, educational, membership, volunteer work, etc. to increase your marketability before launching a job search. Do include your city, state, phone number and email address. It is fine to omit a street address because of identify theft concern. Do use a professional email address, preferably something simple like your name. marysmith@gmail.com. By professional, I do not mean something like hotpartychick@aol.com or I like naps@msn.com. Do quantify your accomplishments whenever possible. If you say you increased customer satisfaction, a hiring manager is likely to wonder, how do you know? Do vary your action verbs and use more powerful words than responsibilities included or duties were. Boston College publishes a nice list of action verbs for resumes. Do write a cover letter to send with your resume. You never know if a particular recruiter ignores or loves cover letter, so why take a chance by neglecting to send one? Do invest in a professional resume writer if creating a resume is something you dread or if you know that you will have difficulty completing the task well. To see what a good resume writer can do. Next, the don'ts. Don't lie or grossly exaggerate your accomplishments. Tell the truth. Don't use too many different fonts on one resume. Don't try to use a one-size-fits-all resume. You will increase your odds of a successful job search by tailoring your resume for a particular job. Don't use personal pronouns like I or refer you in the third person. Both of these things irritate hiring managers and recruiters. Don't choose fluffy adjectives or phrases like great with people or dynamic executive. Prove your characteristics with measurable accomplishment. Don't list everything you have ever done, no matter how irrelevant to the job you are pursuing. Focus your resume by including content that helps market you for the specific position for which you are using this resume. Don't write a functional resume unless you have a very carefully thought about your reasons for doing so and you still think it is a good idea. Most hiring managers and recruiters hate functional resumes. See this recruiter's thought in Beware the Functional Resume. Don't list information about religion, politics or social causes unless you are willing to be potentially ruled out by hiring managers or recruiters who are not fans of your affiliations and or beliefs. Don't reveal personal data such as a photo, height, weight, ethnicity, marital status, health status, etc. Some of this data can expose employers to legal liabilities because of US EEO law and even for information that is not illegal to include such as height or weight. Hiring managers do not expect to see these characteristics on resume. Don't list references on your resume or use valuable space to say. References available on request. You can submit references on a separate page once you are asked for them. Don't send your resume until several colleagues and friends have proved it for grammatical and spelling errors. Try to choose people for whom writing is a strength.
Resume writing is your way of marketing and selling yourself on paper. As promising as you may be, the way you present your credentials largely determines your chances of getting hired. Hence, it is a must that you become well aware of the do's and don'ts of resume writing. Write the resume according to the requirements of your desired position. While you may recycle your resume for other positions, make sure to employ the necessary adjustments with each different application. Be informative but concise. On average, employers spend only 22 seconds scanning and digesting pieces of your resume, which they find interesting. Use bullets instead of complete sentences. Choose your words wisely. Indicate numbers for achievements and incorporate keywords that create an impact. Proofread your resume more than once and have others proofread it too. All information in a resume must always be accurate and correctly presented. Find out from other people if your manner of presenting facts is simple and clear enough even as someone with a different background from yours. Don't ever lie in your resume. Although you may remove some information which are irrelevant to the position you're applying for, exaggerated facts will surely rob your chances of being hired. Or if not, haunt you later when you suddenly cannot meet expectations built on false credentials. Don't employ your own version of a resume format. Although variations in styles exist, there are established basics and standards that must be adhered to in all forms of resume writing. A resume must capture the employer's attention, but never lead them to doubt your ability to write a good resume. Don't rush. Don't use an email address like cuteguy@yahoo.com or sexygirl@gmail.com unless you want to be misinterpreted as someone not serious about the job. These are only some of the major points that must be noted in resume writing. There are countless others that will ensure building a good resume and which are well known by professional resume writers.
Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. A resume is an advertisement of who you are in terms of your competencies, accomplishment, and future capabilities. Professionally, a resume is a document that contains a summary of personal details, relevant job, experience, education, skills, goals, achievements, and interest of an applicant. The purpose of your letter is to make the prospective employer decide to meet you. In writing an application letter, we should remember that we are trying to sell those merits and the employer needs. Do invest in a professional resume writer. If creating a resume is something you dread or if you know that you will have difficulty completing the task well, don't write a functional resume unless you have a very carefully thought about your reasons for doing so and you still think it is a good idea. Electronic resume is simple. You can respond via email or the web to job openings posted all over the world.